Hi, so the next thing we're going to look at is bringing some type into Cavalry, and specifically playing with variable weight fonts, which is something that you can't really do in After Effects. I have a brand new composition, totally default. I've included a couple variable weight fonts and also a link to find some more. But for now, we're going to do this one, Sora. Another kind of interesting and nice thing about Cavalry is you can work with fonts without having to install them in your system. So you can add them as assets and then bring them to the timeline, and then the typeface is active. So I grab Sora. I actually want the other one. This one. All right, so if I double click on here, there are preset weights, but if I go into this little menu here, I can actually animate the weight of the type, which is pretty neat. So let's see here. Let's maybe make it center, middle, this darker. So any one of these numbers or attributes can be animated. If you roll over the number, there's a little diamond that appears, and that's what that's how you set a keyframe. It maxes out at 700. All right, I guess while we're here, let's look at the graph editor for a second. So to move around, you hold down the space bar, which picks up the hand tool. If you Alt, you can zoom in. So this zooms in on the X. This zooms in on the Y. So you can really, it's kind of similar to Maya. You can kind of frame up your F curve. Here are some of the presets. So maybe for this, it starts kind of quickly. Fights back. All right. So the variable weight font is something that's really cool and special about Cavalry, but you don't have a ton of control over the typography in other ways. Everything you do in this box, right, whatever this string is, gets applied to every letter. There's no way to adjust the tracking or the kerning between individual letters, which is a bummer. And yeah, whatever you do to the whole type block. So what if we wanted to do something where each letter had a different weight? How would we do it? Well, we're a little bit limited, but there are a few workarounds. So let's try that next. So I'm going to delete this. I'm going to grab my Sora, my other typeface. All right. Center this. Center. Middle. Okay, and then with our typeface selected, create a duplicator. Now we have a bunch. All right, so what I'm going to do is create another array. So far we've created an array for numbers, an array for colors, and this time we're going to make an array of letters. The data type for letters is called strings. So let's see, control period, string array. Beautiful. All right, so let's do, well, let's just make something quick. R, M. All right, and then we're going to take the output of the array, drag it over to the type, plug it into the text, and now what will happen is, as we duplicate our letters, it'll just keep cycling between our string. And anything that we've been able to do with dots or lines, we can also do with letters. And in this case, let's play with the variable weight type. So I'm going to make an oscillator, which is like a sine wave value. So let's try that. Okay. And then I'm going to plug the oscillator into the weight of the type. And right now my values go from -10 to 10, so why don't we match it to what our variable weights are. Start at 100, 700. All right. So we can see it's pulsing between thick and thin. And we can take this a little further. By adding a little stagger to our oscillator.